Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy B Mahari here, represent Mahari Nation Sports Podcast here on a Wednesday evening here in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Salute to the entire LDBC, though, man. It's a rare live stream that I'm doing today, but it's not going to be on for too long because I know 78 is going to go on at 7 o'clock. I know we got the Smoke City Mobcast at 8, so I'm gonna be on the Smoke City Mobcast, so y'all tune in to that. Um, but I actually want to discuss to you guys about the LeBron James controversy that's been going on the last few days, and it's been really nothing but a firestorm lately, though, man. And for those of you guys who don't know, here's the story about this. Okay, um, Rockets general manager Daryl Morey 2 weeks ago posted a tweet, essentially, basically giving his support to the Hong Kong protesters. Now, the Hong Kong protesters have been protesting against injustices and oppression going on in the country of China. Okay, now I'm not knowledgeable about that issue, so I'm not going to go too much in depth with it because I don't have the background knowledge of it. But the only thing I know is that Hong Kong was once occupied by the British until 1997 when China reclaimed Hong Kong under Pacific guidelines, which I'm not too knowledgeable about once again. But now China was basically trying to adjust certain things in there, the rulings and things of that sort, to try to uh I don't know, just risk. They're basically trying to oppress the democracy rule in Hong Kong, and essentially you know many of the protesters are not happy with that. So Daryl Morey, while the Rockets were on tour in China, basically posted a tweet, in support of the Hong Kong protesters. Okay, now because of that, a lot of Chinese businesses stopped doing business with the NBA. Now, why does LeBron James is involved in this? Okay, now LeBron James gave out his comments about it this week. He basically, was in kind of in line about protecting his self interest. Okay, and boy, did the media took the opportunity to take a dump at LeBron James. Okay, now I watched some clips from First Take, Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Basically, people are been calling LeBron James a sellout, and and things of that sort. I mean, it's been brutal. But this is where things really get really twisted in the scene. And salute to Ticket TV, excellent video that he put out. Um, According to ClutchPoints.com, basically from an ESPN report from Dave Merriman, who's one of the best LA reporters who covers the Lakers in the business. Um, he basically reported that during a meeting with the players, which included LeBron James and the commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, basically was LeBron James spoke up to the commissioner and said that Daryl Morey should be punished for posting this tweet, where I basically saying, "Hey, what are we doing here?" Daryl Morey made these statements. You know damn well if a player made the same statements and caused such poor ratifications for the league, there would be sorts of league recourse repercussions that the player has to pay. Potentially, this tweet could cost the league hundreds of millions of dollars, which could come out of the players' pockets. So there was a double standard that's being addressed there. But this is where LeBron James made the critical mistake, you know, in this whole thing. Okay, this is a very critical mistake. Okay, LeBron James himself is a very intelligent and very calculating person, but he made a miscalculation on this topic. You know why? Because LeBron James speaks on political and social injustice issues every single time. Okay? Now, if he were in the NFL right now, he would be getting the same treatment of Colin Kaepernick, but even worse. Okay? Because y'all know what happened to Colin Kaepernick, okay? You know what I mean? The bottom line is this, okay? If LeBron James did the same thing, he said, made the same comments, or did a lot of the same political stuff that he's doing in the NFL, he'd be blackballed out of the league. All right, and that's a fact. Okay. Now, the reason why Adam Silver cannot punish Daryl Morey It's basically the point is that this would involve massive losses and a major lawsuit because Daryl Morey can take this to court and essentially file a lawsuit against the NBA over the issue of freedom of speech. You understand me? Because there are several players in the NBA right now that speak on political issues, okay? The guys are Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Enes Kanter, who's made criticisms of his Turkish government over the years to the point where his government is threatening his life and his family's livelihood over those comments. Okay. The bottom line is the NBA empowers their players to use their platforms to speak on social issues. Okay. Something that the NFL never does. And you see what has happened in the NFL losing sponsors, ratings, okay, everything else in between. All right. Now, LeBron James should have just decided to just keep his mouth shut and just essentially say, "Listen, I don't have knowledge about this. I don't want to speak too much about it because I'm not knowledgeable about it. I'm gonna let the league decide what they're gonna do. Okay, and just leave it at that. But because you decided to put yourself at the forefront of this, now you are become the face of this issue of freedom of speech. Okay, you're becoming the face of it because listen, there's people out there that don't agree with what LeBron James does off the court. Okay, now you've given those people the ammunition to basically criticize you. Okay, because they're gonna look at you and they're gonna say, "Well, Daryl Morey spoke about an issue that he passionately cares about, and you speak about political injustices all the time. What? Daryl Morey doesn't have the right to speak on his mind? All right. Now, I am no fan of either person. Okay, I'm not a fan of LeBron James, and I do not like Daryl Morey for how he's treated Carmelo Anthony. All right, I don't like either of those two guys. But Daryl Morey was not wrong when he decided to post that tweet because it was an issue that he deeply cared about. Okay, like I said before, the NBA empowers their players to use their social platforms. Okay, and right now, that philosophy is being tested, okay? Because remember, a couple weeks ago in a press conference, Adam Silver says that they were not that we're basically stirring firm to those comments. And then after that, then they decided to turn around, change of heart, and plan on a meeting with Chinese officials, okay? Because the truth is, China does business with the NBA, all right? And the members of the Houston Rockets organization, Yao Ming, is also from China too. Understand? So this is a decision that LeBron James made a miscalculation and it's costing himself millions and millions of dollars because he tried to protect the interests of himself rather than speaking about an issue that you know let me rephrase that. He cared about more about protecting his self interest than basically speaking about an issue that people who are out there in Hong Kong that we passionately care about. Now I've been around Twitter today, um, and people are just like very cruel. A lot of racial comments and things of that sort, though, man. And the bottom line is this: where's your outrage out there in your own neighborhoods? Okay, where's that same outrage when a black woman in Fort Worth, Texas, was basically gunned down by the police all because she was just checking on the lighting of her window? Where's that outrage at that, huh? Where's that covers with it? In fact, Steph Curry even said, "Listen, I plead the fifth. I don't want to discuss on the China issue because you're not talking to me about the whole lady issue in Texas who got gunned down by the police." All right, miss me with that. All right, so a lot of these people who were basically or been on Twitter, raging and ranting about what LeBron James did and burning up his clothing and all that. Yay, you're spending the money on his clothing. He's still getting money out of it. So what you basically are doing for burning his clothes for? What did you gain from it? Nothing. And more importantly, you expose your own double standards. All right. Listen, this is an issue that that a lot of people are not informed about. Okay. Now, I'm not counting the protesters because obviously they're out there protesting about something they actually firmly believe in, and I'm a supporter of people, of having the opportunity to live in a free democracy. Okay, but when I sit here and listen to the fact that people always be talking about, oh, I feel I'm just doing an opportunity to criticize LeBron James because I don't like LeBron James anyway. Well, bro, dismiss me with that, okay? Because the fact of the matter is this, you know, we as a society, you know, are basically being challenged on the issue of free speech, okay? Now, we don't know what goes on in China, okay? In China is a communism type of state, okay, where freedom of speech is oppressed dearly, okay. Now, what I really believe what's going to happen is that I think I believe that this issue is going to play itself out, and Daryl Morey is not going to get fired. He's not going to get fined, but he's going to have. He already retracted his tweet and explained about what he said. But at the end of the day, LeBron James put himself in the crossfire, which he did not have to be a part of. And the reason why a lot of the people in the mass media, took the opportunity to dump on LeBron James is because they had the information about what was said in the meeting before the public did. Okay, now that it's not all the information is out there now people have the opportunity to basically criticize LeBron James on the issue. He cemented his legacy by getting himself involved in a situation which he did not have to be a part of, and that's a mistake on his part. But when I heard people were saying that, oh, he's a sellout because he don't do nothing in his community, cut the crap, okay? LeBron James has done a lot more in his community here in the United States than Michael Jordan ever did in his entire career. Go look it up. Go look that up. All right. So miss me with the whole sellout thing. Now, he made a big mistake and he's going to pay the price for it because, that China that's decided now to, cut off advertising and sponsorship stuff for the NBA. Now they're going to lose until hundreds and millions of dollars. But if they believe in the issue of freedom of speech, then they need to continue to stand on that principle, regardless of how much money they'll lose. But you also have to remember, the NBA is a business. They're in it to make money. All right. And that's what it comes down to it. Now, I'm going to say more about this conversation about it tomorrow because this needs much more in-depth conversation about this because it's a very tricky but very difficult issue that it will only take that takes a long time for me to really discuss about. So I need to do a little bit more research about it, and not on the LeBron side of things, but about the whole Hong Kong protest issue to really get into depth about what happened. So, and also I saw y'all guys in the chat, Duke and Act Reaching, what's going on, bro? Rest in peace, back today, man. It's very sad that he very tragically died in the ring, but that's the danger of the sport though too. So rest in peace, and condolences to Patrick Day and his family too. Real talk. So that's just my take about the LeBron James situation, but we're gonna discuss this more tomorrow night on the Uncut Conversations though on my channel at 9 p.m. Central Time, basically after Junior the Truth. Okay, so y'all stay tuned in for that. Smash the like button. And also for the new subscribers, though, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon for all the latest notifications when I go live. So this has been Abil Mahari representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Salute to the entire LDBC, and we out.